this is a little bit investigative journalism here, Jake Rowe.
Yeah.
We had a little bit of reporting from our buddy Mark Weiser at the Athens Banner-Herald today that Tom Crean, of all people, helped get the ball rolling on Todd Monken leaving for the Ravens job because he has the Harbaugh family connection. Do you have any indication that Tom Crean is a Harbaugh operative?
Not as of right now, but I tell you what, man, if Tom Crean didn't leave a great taste in Georgia fans' mouth, period, he definitely has not now. And listen, this is probably this was probably going to happen with or without him. I do hope genuinely, because I'm not a Tom Crean hater. It didn't work out for him at Georgia. It's worked out in other places, and he's done some pretty cool things. Some folks think he's cheesy. I'm not judging the man. I'm just not going to do it. But I hope that they're not telling people that they got Todd Monken hired with the Baltimore Ravens.
Did Tom Crean get a cut of the salary? Like, is that part of what we're going to be looking at here?
Tom Crean's making a lot of money from Georgia right now, I'm pretty sure. But, yeah, I hope he's not – I mean, I hope nobody's self-important enough to really think that they got Todd Monken hired for the Ravens. Todd Monken got himself hired. But, you know, I doubt that, you know, him and his wife hanging out with Todd Monken and his wife a couple of times, you know, was the thing that tipped this in Monken's favor. But anyway, he's definitely not making any friends amongst Georgia fans that already hate his guts, probably irrationally anyway.
Yeah, that is an irrational hatred. I'm just fascinated with the concept of the Harbaughs and the Creans getting together and everyone just kind of knowing what's going on. Jim Harbaugh saying, "Hey, I don't want to meet up with that Todd Monken offense again."
Yeah, I'm looking at John's over here like working the grill, and Jim's over here throwing the football, and Tom's over here just pacing around drinking Diet Coke, you know, and it's just like, hey, what do you guys think about old Todd Monken? What do you think about him? Just, you know, out loud, you know, I don't know. It's kind of silly to think about, but I mean, what a pedigree there. I mean, I bet that is a fun cookout. I bet there's a lot of BS thrown around. You know, like I said, a lot of Diet Cokes being drunk, a lot of whole milk from Jim Harbaugh. And we know that you're not going to run into any chickens. It's a nervous bird.
Have you seen the video that Jim Harbaugh's daughter put on TikTok of him just doing chores around the house?
I haven't seen that one, but I've seen the one of them traveling and about how he he walks around at the airport and how he acts on vacation and things. And I tell you what, man, I'll say this about that. They pick at their dad, but you could tell they're a big fan of that dude too, because they've spent a lot of time with him and they know his mannerisms, and it's freaking hilarious. I think I may have seen part of what you're talking about with the chores around the house.
I'm trying to find it right now.
I've definitely seen the one of my dad, Jim Harbaugh, on vacation. It's really funny.
There's never a boring day, never a dull moment with that guy.
Yeah.
And at Stanford, like when he was at Stanford, I had no idea that he was this quirky. Like the khakis and the Sharpie thing was part of it, but I almost feel like he's just getting more interesting with age. He's just getting weirder with age. And, you know, if you've seen your parents age and get older and your grandparents, you know that the interesting traits that they have just come out more as they get older. And I've got a video right here of Harbaugh working out in a hotel hallway. Let me pull this up.
Yeah, those inhibitions get lowered as they get older, and they just don't care anymore. Jim Harbaugh.
Look at this.
Lunges, baby. Thanks.
Yep, just working out in the hallway.
What a guy.
When I look back at like the Orange Bowl, and you think about the dynamic between Kirby and Harbaugh, he's coached against some interesting guys in his career. Mike Leach, one of them. But I can't think about a more different set of dudes on the same football field than that matchup with Kirby Smart going against that team.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. I feel like you can say that pretty much to anybody that Jim Harbaugh coaches on the other sideline from. There's nobody like him. Nobody
Because
close.
they're relatively more normal.
Yeah,
What's up,
everybody's
Palmer?
just everybody's so much closer to normal than Jim Harbaugh. I mean, and then Mike Leach, I feel like is on the other side of normal, like on the complete other side of normal. Maybe he's even a more polar opposite than Jim Harbaugh. They're both extremely eccentric, but in different ways. I think Mike Leach would, hates losing. Jim Harbaugh, hates losing in a way that's probably unexplainable to Mike Leach.
Rhett Womack says Kirby's too much of a boss to work out in a hallway. He definitely is not going to be filmed working out in a hallway. I can guarantee that.
100%. You're right there.